My friends, I have been wanting to make this video for weeks now. I recently was cleaning some things out and I noticed I had a huge box of all of my financial documents from 10 years ago and earlier than 10 years ago. Tax documents and pay stubs and checks or copies of checks, all of this financial history, PayPal lists when I first started my business of who was paying me for what product, etc. My first online courses, everything I made from those. And I was just in awe. I was looking through these documents in tears, going back to the inception of my coaching business, remembering how scared I was every day. Every day I was afraid that I was going to fail, that I wasn't going to make it, that I was not going to have enough to pay rent. The security of my past, my corporate job, the relationship I was in prior to that, if you know my story, was all gone. I was starting from absolutely zero. And I also didn't have any purchasing power. I had no credit at the time. I wanted to keep going. I wanted to grow a coaching business. I wanted to make a living helping people, but I didn't know how it was going to happen. What really astonished me in looking at these financial documents from all the way back then is that the money was always coming in. I was doing all kinds of things just to make ends meet. I was working 2 side jobs while I had my coaching business. I was doing little modeling jobs at the time. I was making mala necklaces and selling those at a vegan restaurant. I was making spritzers with essential oils, and selling them for Christmas gifts. I did anything to make sure that I could make a living and be free, have time freedom, not have to go back to a corporate world. And at the time, I felt like a failure. I didn't feel like I was succeeding. I felt like it would never work for me. I felt like it was all going to collapse in any moment. I took that box, went outside, I sat down, I lit a fire, and one by one, I looked at each check, each payment, each transaction on PayPal, and I dropped it into the fire with gratitude. Because what I realized looking back is that money, financial support, safety, it was always there. But I could not trust it. I couldn't see it. I felt like I had to do so much and work so hard and it was all gonna collapse in any moment. The truth is, money was always coming in. It wasn't coming in the way I wanted it to. It wasn't like tens of thousands of dollars a month were coming in for my coaching business, but $50 would come in for a mala necklace. A few $100s would come in for a coaching package. Couple $1,000s would come in for an online program. And it added up. A little modeling job for $500, Opportunities came. I kept putting myself out there. I kept moving forward. The key, I did not give up. Why I did this fire burn is because I wanted to go back to my past self who was always living in terror and breathe with her and show her all the money that was going to be coming in and show her that all of my expenses would be paid, that all of my needs would be met. It wasn't coming in the way I wanted it to, the money, that it's like it could bring tears to my eyes. It always came in. I always was supported. And so if my younger self could just remember that and know that she was always going to be safe, I would have saved myself a lot of worry and a lot of panic and a lot of terror and a lot of anxiety. And that's why I'm making this video for you. If you're at the beginning stages of your business or you're an aspiring coach, you haven't even started, I want you to know that support will always come in. The key is to, first of all, have a clear vision of why you want to do what you want to do. Why do you want to start a coaching business? Why do you want to help people? For me, I wanted freedom. That was the key. I wanted freedom of time, freedom of money, freedom of location. We're about to go to Peru tomorrow. I can work from Peru. I can work from any place in the world. I have freedom of time, freedom of location, freedom of money. And it's incredible. But that wouldn't have happened without perseverance. It wouldn't have happened without my younger self staying the course. But what I wish I could give her now, which I choose, and which is what I did in this fire ceremony, is I just showed myself the evidence and breathed it in to send it back in time to that younger version of me to say, sweetheart, and you take this in too now. Sweetheart, you are always taken care of because you are not separate. You are one with the infinite abundance that is life. Life is so abundant, it doesn't reproduce the same thing ever. You never see the same tree. You never see the same snowflake. You never see the same person. Why? Because there is an infinite supply. There's no cap on the abundance. There's no limit. The only place there's a limit is here. I was only able to receive what I believed was possible for myself and what I believed I was worthy of at the time. In the process of my business, I learned to grow my self-worth. That's the real game. The real journey of running a soul-centered business is not the success, the financial success, or the impact. That is icing on the cake. Making a difference in people's lives is amazing. Making lots of great money doing it is amazing. You know, it's better who you become in the process of staying the course, who you become in the process of owning your expertise, of owning how valuable and worthy you are. And that's why I do what I do, to help people remember that and to use their soul-centered businesses to become more of who they truly are. And so I hope that this video and my takeaway of reflecting on those past financial documents, sending love to the version of me who just started her business a decade ago or a dozen years ago, that you receive some relief in your nervous system. Don't take my word for it, that you're always provided for, that you're connected to an infinite supply, that you are one with abundance, with infinite abundance. Don't take my word for it. Just ask yourself the question. Have you ever gone without? Have you ever not had food to eat or a safe place to sleep, even if it was your car? Have you ever, even if you had to eat like a crappy, cheap meal? Have you ever gone without? I'm not saying times don't get hard sometimes. I went through very challenging times, but I was fine. I could walk into my backyard and have a moment in nature, and free air and trees and sunshine was right there. And I had enough to eat. I was always provided for. My ego didn't like it. My ego had a vision of what it wanted, and I was not there yet. But the truth is, with patience, with perseverance, with self-kindness, we blossom if we stay the course. Our businesses blossom, and they turn us into the version of ourselves we know deep down we're here to be. So, if you are willing to trust that you are connected to an infinite supply, and that sometimes it has nothing to do with working harder, it has more so to do with clearing the energetic blocks that are in the way of remembering your worth, in the way of remembering how valuable you are, and how money is flowing from all directions. That's what stunned me. It was coming in from so many different places, but I had a fixed idea of it has to come in through a client. But in reality, it was coming in from so many different avenues, because money is infinite energy. It's really about lining up your mind with that infinite abundance and doing the work, showing up, not giving up on yourself, persevering, putting yourself out there. Sometimes it's humbling, asking for help. I had to ask for help many times. Ask, hey, do you know of a part-time job that would, needs a creative, someone who can do this, whatever my skills were. And one thing led to the other. An assistant job led to me creating a consulting firm's YouTube channel, which was the biggest payment I had ever had at the time. And it started with a humble moment of me going back. It felt like 10 steps back to be an assistant for this beautiful woman in this consulting company. My point is, we are always provided for. The ego may not like the way there sometimes to remembering our infinite wealth and abundance and our value. But sometimes those are the lessons we need to become more fully, wholly, and truly the version of ourselves we were literally designed to be. So If you are open to receiving infinite abundance, to aligning with infinite abundance, to remembering how abundant you are, give this video a thumbs up, or if you receive something from it, ding. And if you aren't subscribed and you want more videos on soul-centered life and business, you can click the subscribe button, and definitely check out my free workshop on raising your frequency. If you struggle with your mind and not trusting and feeling like you're in lack a lot, definitely check out my workshop to help you command your frequency. You can get it in the description below. I love you all, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.